Welcome to our world. A world of dirt, drift, and dodging fate. A world where all of motorsport collides. A world of digging deep, of grit, glory, and bitter defeat. Inhabited by the strong, the fearless, the barely sane. Welcome to our world. Welcome to the world of NOS.
It's ARP fasteners for whatever you race. From 2 wheels to 4. Off-road, on-road, even water. From the flat track to the salt flats. Grassroots racers, weekend warriors, and pros alike trust ARP. Made in America quality, family owned and operated. When failure is not an option, it's ARP-bolts.com. No matter what you race.
DIRTVision would like to thank our friends at Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts for helping us get from track to track.
Dirt, grit, grime. Your truck, your toys, your weekend warriors. They take a beating and bring the dirt. Land that brings unstoppable cleaning power built to conquer any grime from the track to your garage. Built for the relentless. Built for the Outlaws. Clean what matters. Be Lambda tough.
DIRTVision presents World of Outlaws, NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars, the pinnacle of dirt track racing. Featuring sprint car racing's best drivers, biggest races.
David Travel is the King's Royal Champion. Slide up in front of Cowboy, and at the line, Cowboy gets the win.
And best coverage.
Welcome back to the greatest show on dirt.
You wanted the best. You got them for a rest.
DIRTVision is home to the greatest shows on dirt.
From Grand Forks to Fargo, it's another packed house, ready for another great night of sprint car racing with the greatest show on dirt. Welcome everyone into DIRTVision's live coverage. My name is Connor Wade. Last night, River City Speedway in Grand Forks, North Dakota. Tonight, over to the Red River Valley Fair in West Fargo, North Dakota, and the Red River Valley Speedway. 30 World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars signed into the pit area tonight at this very historic racetrack, which promises to deliver yet another memorable World of Outlaws race. Let's go back and talk about last night. A great battle at River City as it was, and another classic at that racetrack. Last night's battle featured the defending World of Outlaws champion and the defending Rookie of the Year. David Gravel and Buddy Kofoid have had their fair share of battles in 2025, but who came out of the most recent one? Well, let's find out going back and looking at last night's River City's thriller.
David Gravel to the lead. Buddy Kofoid a peek to the inside down the back straightaway. Kofoid low, trying to take the top spot, but Gravel leads the opening circuit. Kofoid's got a run on the lead around at turn 4. Buddy Kofoid up top, David Gravel down low. They'll battle for the race lead at River City Speedway. Kofoid all over him into 3 and 4. Gravel on the bottom, Kofoid with momentum at the line. The lap is led by Buddy Kofoid. Kofoid lead lap 6. Gravel back to the inside of Kofoid, side by side into turns 3 and 4. Gravel back to the bottom again out of turn 4, but Buddy Kofoid maintains the race lead. David Gravel right there with him. David Gravel slides to the inside of the speedway in 1 and 2. Buddy Kofoid's got the momentum out of the second turn. He'll lead down the back straightaway. Sheldon Hodenshield out of nowhere on the restart, trying to sail around the outside of the 1S of Logan Schuhart. Sheldon suddenly into the top 5. Schuhart back to his inside as they exit the second quarter, and here comes Donnie Schatz from the inside of row 8. Buddy Kofoid sails around the high side in turns 1 and 2. Donnie Schatz now coming after Logan Schuhart and the 41 of Carson Macedo. Schatz to the inside of the speedway, up to 4th from row number 8. There are 10 laps to go at River Cities, and Gravel to the inside in 1 and 2, pulls even with Buddy Kofoid. They race side by side for the lead in corners 3 and 4. David Gravel down low, Kofoid up high as they cross the line. Kofoid leads by 32 hundredths, red flag conditions. Car flipping over the edge of the banking in turn 2. Back underway at River Cities. Donnie Schatz low out of turn 2, challenging Giovanni Scelzi for 3rd. Schatz on the bottom, Scelzi rides the top. Donnie Schatz to the inside of Scelzi for 3rd out of turn 4. Scelzi maintains the spot as they cross the line. Donnie Schatz now forges ahead out of turn 2. Donnie Schatz into the top 3. Here comes Scelzi with a slider in turn 4, but Schatz crosses back underneath him. Donnie Schatz from row 8 to 3rd. Buddy Kofoid, David Gravel on the top. Donnie Schatz was lower in turns 1 and 2. Carson Macedo on the bottom and challenging for 4th, trying to get by the 18 of Giovanni Scelzi. Can't quite make it happen there. Now Schuhart around the outside of Macedo, move Logan Schuhart into the top 5. Final time through turns 1 and 2. David Gravel is close. Is he close enough? They race into 3 and 4 for the final time. They catch traffic in the final set of turns, but Buddy Kofoid hangs on to get the win.
So score 1 for Buddy Kofoid. What an exciting race that was last night at River City. So that sets the stage to wrap up this North Dakota weekend here tonight at Red River Valley. To kick off Wayne's World tonight, let's talk about last night's winner. Kofoid entering last night with a tie for Logan Schuhart for the 2nd position in the series point standings, breaking that tie and gaining, although just a few points, a couple of points nonetheless, on David Gravel atop the standings. Kofoid really having Gravel's number in that feature last night, getting the lead early, and from then on, it didn't matter if Kofoid was in clean air or he had to deal with lap traffic, even overcoming an open red and several restarts. Buddy just had what it took to hold off that Big Game Motorsports number 2, and whenever you can have David Gravel's number throughout an entire feature and beat him for the win, that tells you how good that Buddy Kofoid team is.
We haven't been as consistent as I'd like to be, and I feel like when we've had speed, we've been really good, and then, but you know, this car we've been running is different, and, so it's been a little bit more of a challenge just trying to figure it out and get it good. But Dylan, Nate, and John worked really hard to get me comfortable in the way I like to be and like what I look for as far as feeling a car. And so yeah, we've just been getting better at that, and qualifying better has been the big thing. And the last couple weeks we've been qualifying better, and you know, we made good changes all day and was able to put ourselves in a good spot to chase David, really, where I could figure out where I wanted to be, you know, just gauging myself off him, and felt really good on the top right away, and we're just working on building up my speed until I got around him, and then you know, you just got to watch the track change, because I feel like it changes so quick, and found the rubber and was able to get it done.
Kofoid continues an impressive start early on in 2025. A look at his numbers this season. Already 4 wins at the end of May in 2024. He had 1 win, already 4 this year, and could make it 5 tonight if he could sweep this North Dakota weekend. But 21 top 10 finishes, the average finish inside the top 10, 135 laps led already, and that's why he is currently 2nd in the series point standings. Red River Valley, a track that Buddy Kofoid's been pretty good at, as well as he talked about in that interview. A pair of 3rd place finishes for him at this racetrack, so we'll see if he can complete that weekend sweep. Whenever you come to Fargo, North Dakota, the headlines always include the 10-time Outlaw champion Donnie Schatz. And not only is he in the headlines tonight, he was in the headlines last night. An incredible run as we take a look at how his night went. It actually started kind of troublesome. Wasn't able to make hot laps due to some ignition box problems. Had to start in the 2nd row of a heat race. 4th in the heat race, put him on the inside of the 8th row for the feature. But driving that CarQuest 15 from the 15th starting spot all the way up to the top 5 early on. And then in the late stages, sneaking onto the podium, yet another Donnie Schatz. class of Donnie Schatz's run at River City Speedway that was. So Donnie brings it home in P3. Now he gets to bring momentum from that into a racetrack that means a lot to him. Danny Schatz, his father, very instrumental along with Donnie and the entire Schatz family in Red River Valley Speedway. So Donnie racing at home with something to prove tonight.
You know, we're kind of getting things in the general vicinity, and when you do that, we're be able to move around the racetrack and pass cars. Probably a little bit aggressive last night with certain people, but they do it with me, so I guess I don't mind. I can do it back just as good. So you just got to pick your battles, and that's one of them places you can get away with it. There's a lot of room there. There's a lot of racetrack, and I think that's the biggest thing is. When you get on a place like that, there was a little bit on the bottom, there's a little bit on top. You can slide guys and get back to it. Just kind of leaves you, like having a toolbox with way more drawers. That means you can put way more tools and do way more things. Well, this place is, obviously have a lot of history here. It's a lot different than what it used to be. It used to be a big half mile, and we were responsible for making it what it is today. I get to race at a lot of racetracks across the country all the time, so to me it's just another race day, but pretty sure I'll know more people in the stands here, probably have a few more cheers here, and maybe a few more boos here too. You just never know. So it's always great to be in this area, and when my family gets to come and be hospitable, I don't know, I guess it's like homecoming really, and hopefully we can have a great night and come out of here and hopefully get the first win of the season tonight.
Donnie Schatz with a great, very positive outlook whenever we talk to him today. Can tell he feels right at home here in West Fargo, North Dakota at Red River Valley Speedway. The 305 sprint car portion of tonight's event is the Danny Schatz Memorial, a race that's in honor of Donnie's father, Donnie's nieces, and Danny's granddaughters, Layla and Amelia Eisenschenk, will be running in that division. So keep an eye on the 305s tonight as well. Let's take a look at our track facts for Red River Valley Speedway. This racetrack opened back in 1967, but then it was a half mile. Then in 2010, they converted it down to the 3/8 mile that it is today with a little bit of banking. Tonight's kind of a milestone. It marks the 70th World of Outlaws race here, going all the way back to the 1980s. Steve Kinzer won an astounding 16 Outlaw features here at Red River Valley Speedway. Going to be tough for anybody to ever top that. The most recent Outlaw winner here last August was Carson Macedo. This racetrack obviously has provided a lot of great memorable moments for the Outlaws over the years. There was a video posted earlier this week of a national television show when Donnie won in front of the home crowd, and a lot of Hall of Famers have gone to victory lane here with the Outlaws. So looking forward to seeing who gets to victory lane tonight and the racing product that it puts on. Let's take a look at our gambling odds for this evening. Remember, you can have a chance to wager to win real money on the greatest show on dirt via playdirtcar.com. David Gravel's still the odds-on favorite as he's been all season long at plus 228. Buddy Kofoid after last night's win plus 384. Macedo won here last year plus 643. Donnie Schatz at plus 817 here to home track. So just something to think about if you're interested in making some real cash on the greatest show on dirt this evening. Playdirtcar.com is the place to do that. Nice weather conditions. It's been sunny and clear all day. A little bit of cloud cover here as we get close to hot laps, but the sun has been, for the most part, out, accompanied by 86-degree weather and a nice 7 mile per hour breeze here in Fargo, North Dakota. I mentioned 305s on the card tonight as well, so let's take a look at the order of events for our program. It's going to start, as always, with hot laps and Honest Abe Roofing qualifying for the greatest show on dirt. The 305s are going to hot lap after that. Then we'll take a quick break for opening ceremonies, which is going to have a very Schatz feel to it here this evening, so watch out for that. 30 cars in the pits tonight with the greatest show on dirt, so a trio of 8-lap heat races. That'll be followed by the Toyota Dash Draw, and then a trio of heat races as well for the IMCA 305 sprint cars. 8 laps in distance for those, a 6-lap Toyota Dash, and then a 6-lap dash for the 305 sprint cars. Only one LCS tonight. That is for the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series. It'll be 12 laps in distance, 20 laps for the 305 sprint car feature. It'll be up first, and then 30 laps and $12,000 to win for the greatest show on dirt. As we cap off this North Dakota weekend, a busy stretch that kicked off yesterday of 6 races in 10 days. We're going to take a couple days off and then go spin next week in Minnesota and Wisconsin. But before that, Red River Valley Fairgrounds and the Red River Valley Speedway set for a great night of racing. We'll kick things up to the Hall of Famer in the booth, John Gibson. John, last night an incredible race. Kofoid and Gravel and Donnie, always so much fun to watch, and that's got everybody excited for what we could see tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, Connor Wade. You mentioned the 70th visit here by the greatest show on dirt. It dates back to July 13th of 1981. Sammy Swindell picking up the inaugural win here at the Red River Valley Speedway. Finishing touches being applied to the racing surface as we get set to stage the first of 5 scheduled practice sessions for the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series. Ellingson Water Management presenting the Rumble on the Red here this evening. As a matter of fact, Ellingson looking for some folks to help them in their endeavors. And if you look at the big blue banner down toward turn number 4, your next career is here. EllingsonCompanies.com/career. And Ellingson Water Management looking for some folks to help them in their endeavors in 2025. So again, final finishing touches being put on the racing surface. Track record here established by Casey Kane back on August 21st of 2021. That record is 11.460 seconds at an average speed of 100.524 miles per hour. So many great memories of the races here at the Red River Valley Speedway with the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series. Back to the days, as Connor mentioned, nationally televised races here. TNN, the Outdoor Channel, live broadcast from Red River Valley Speedway, and 3-day shows here. It was spectacular time to be a member of the World of Outlaws as we take a look at a very busy souvenir row behind the grandstands toward turn number 1. The World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series official souvenir trailer is there, along with the NOS Energy Drink sampling rig and, of course, the souvenir and apparel trailers of many of the World of Outlaws teams. Getting word over the Racing Electronics World of Outlaws radio system, just checking with the track crew to figure out just exactly how much more time they'll need before we can push our first practice session onto the speedway. Saying about 5 minutes here before we get the first practice session out onto the racing surface. And actually now getting word about one more lap on the racetrack, and we'll begin to bring the cars into the infield. That's where everyone will stage for practice and Honest Abe Roofing qualifying this evening. Five groups of 6 cars for practice this evening before we move in to Honest Abe Roofing qualifying. Connor mentioned part of a very busy schedule with the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series. This coming Wednesday evening, we go to the Jackson Motorplex in Jackson, Minnesota. That event, the World of Outlaws Fence Showdown, and then the Badger State Triple. 3 nights, 3 different racetracks, all in the state of Wisconsin. Next Friday, we open up the Badger State Triple with a visit to the Plymouth Dirt Track in Plymouth, Wisconsin. First time there in a long, long time. Next Saturday, the Jim Boyd Memorial at Beaver Dam Raceway in Beaver Dam, Wisconsin, and we wrap things up with a second ever appearance at the Angel Park Speedway in Sun Prairie. That's the Badger State Triple next Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Plymouth, Wisconsin Friday, Beaver Dam Saturday, and Sun Prairie on Sunday. Just about into the month of June, which means we are that much closer to one of the biggest events with the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series. The highest paying feature on the schedule for 2025 takes place at the Huset's Speedway. 4 consecutive nights at Huset's. We begin Wednesday and Thursday, June 18th and 19th, with the Huset's Hustle paying $100,000 to win, and then we go to Friday and Saturday, June 20th and 21st. It's the BillionAuto.com Huset's High Bank Nationals presented by Menards. $250,000 to win that feature on Saturday, June 21st, and you can get tickets for all 4 nights of action at HusetsSpeedway.com. We'll take a quick break here on DIRTVision as they finish work on the racing surface and come back with practice session number 1.
Honest Abe Roofing is America's favorite roofing company.
They took the time to discuss all of our needs.
I couldn't be happier with my new roof.
The best part? They came in under budget.
Honest Abe Roofing helped us with their easy payment solutions, and now we can make low payments on the roof that we actually wanted.
I guarantee you'll get the best price for your roof. That's what my ironclad lowest investment guarantee is all about.
It was just a no-brainer for me. I felt like over the years there's been so many back injuries and so many people getting hurt. Scott Kaufman and everybody at Chasm Racing Products have come up with a system that basically supports your back. It gives you that little bit of cushion that you need when you get in those wrecks or that downforce collision, and I feel like next level cutting edge technology that just helps us as drivers just be that little bit more safe. I'm thankful for everything that Chasm Safety Products has done, and I think that they're going to continue to innovate, and it's only going to get better and better for the future to come.
Okay, now that's going places.
I want to go places too.
I want you to have more opportunities than I had.
So I would live in Hershey, Pennsylvania?
Yeah. And you'll live with other students from all over the country. I'll see you soon. You're gonna be great.
Find your future at Milton Hershey School.
This year, we actually get to race.
These guys are sprint car drivers, stock car drivers, drifters. Here, they're going to drive something that requires a different sense of discipline.
It's a group of 12 guys who are really good at driving race cars.
Team NOS Zero Sugar. Team NOS Original.
Team Sonic Sour.
Team GT Grape. We're not sure how these cars are going to drive.
Let's go racing.
Some come for the money. Some come for the glory of winning a crown jewel. With 2 6-figure paydays in the same week, June 18th through 21st, we will find out who wants it more at thebillionauto.com High Bank Nationals.
Practice sessions 1 and 2 making their way to the infield. We understand that we'll get all 12 cars into the infield and probably get all 12 cars pushed off. Do a little bit of wheel packing before we wave the green flag on the opening practice session here this evening for the Ellingson Rumble on the Red with the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series. Connor mentioned the sun has been out all day and now a little bit of cloud cover rolling into the Red River Valley Speedway. So a lot of water applied to the racing surface and having just a little bit of an issue getting it all run in. The cloud cover not helping things. So again, we'll get everybody underway and do a little wheel packing before we get our practice sessions officially under green flag conditions. Let's take a look at some of the drivers scheduled for the opening practice session from East Grand Forks, Minnesota. In the Proceed, Ekman Dental Arts, JW Repair, Phil Thompson Associates, AgServe, G5. That is Gage Polk-Rebec. And staged to his inside from Sanborn, Minnesota in the Trom Farms, Joel Pinion Trucking, Creek Area, Anderson Farms, Golden Harvest Engine, number 24T, that is Christopher Trom. Other drivers staged in the infield, car number 0, the Missile Horn Tiling and Excavation, CMS Midwest Pest Control Pace Painting entry. Driver out of East Grand Forks, Minnesota is Nick Omdahl. And driver who got his career best finish with the World of Outlaws here last August from Felton, Minnesota, the TDS Trucking Landmark Companies, STP Manufacturing, Slingshot Ropes, number 64, Andy Paik. From Brookings, South Dakota, the Dobish Construction Paradise Pools and Spas, Sodbuster Incorporated, Austrian Landscaping, number 9 of Dominic Dobish. And one of 7 contenders for the Kevin Gobrecht Award for Rookie of the Year honors with the World of Outlaws in 2025 from Columbia, Missouri. The SNS Nationwide CSC Group LRI Eagle Stop Missouri Games Impact Signs Abbott Telecom number 23, Garrett Williamson. Drivers in the second group now making their way into staging as well. We see car number 10 there. That is Alex Trashinsky out of Greenbush, Minnesota. That's the Matt Tracks Rivers Edge, Hanson, Procreate, Slocum Taxidermy, the Beehive entry. And behind him, car number 8H, the Alt Construction, Ewing Oil, Valley Tire, Development Homes Gaming, a Rehammer Masonry entry. From Grand Forks, North Dakota, the driver is Jade Hastings. World of Outlaws leading Rookie of the Year contender rolling toward the speedway now from Canton, Illinois. Driving the NOS Energy Drink King Racing Products, Jim Shuknick, High Performance Lubricants, Phillips and Tosca Developers, number 7S, it's Chris Wyndham. And there is the 10-time World of Outlaws champion from Fargo, North Dakota, the Advanced Auto Parts Curb Martin One Source, number 15 of Donnie Schatz. Another World of Outlaws rookie contender in 2025 from Lemoore, California, aboard the 2C Racing Outlaw Wings, Durst, Wedge, High Performance Cards, Kaiser Aluminum Wheels. Number 2C is Cole Macedo. And making his way toward the speedway in turn 1, the defending World of Outlaws champion, the current series points leader from Watertown, Connecticut. The Houston Speedway, BillionAuto.com, Jackson Motorplex, Prosper Real Estate Investments, JRC Transportation, number 2, David Gravel. So again, the drivers in both the first and second practice session on the speedway doing some wheel packing. We'll bring group number 2 in when the track is ready and then wave the green flag on group number 1. Tony Stewart, Kerbagajanian Racing, number 15 of Donnie Schatz. 6 World of Outlaws wins here at Red River Valley Speedway. 2002, 2003, a couple of them in 2006, 2018, and the most recent in 2021. Drivers being instructed a wet spot on the speedway at the midpoint of the backstretch, so being asked to put some wheels on that. Rookie of the Year contender Garrett Williamson in car number 23. Williamson made his Red River Valley Speedway debut last year, finished 9th in the World of Outlaws feature in August of 2024. Jade Hastings, car number 8H, picked up a NOSA sprint car win here in 2020. Just a couple of more laps of wheel packing before we get set for our opening practice session. Some of the drivers in the second practice session now begin to make their way toward the infield. Defending World of Outlaws champion David Gravel working through the speedway in turns 1 and 2. He has not won at Red River Valley Speedway. He's been second here twice. Christopher Traum in the 2014 making his 8th World of Outlaws start of 2025. Best finish of 12th at the Cotton Bowl Speedway in Texas. Getting set to wave the green flag on practice session number 1. Green flag in the air for practice session number 1. Track is still extremely slippery out there, so lap time is really not expected to be very low as of yet. It's going to take a little while to get the moisture worked into the racing surface. We do expect at this time probably groups 1 and 2 will have to go through 2 practice sessions before we move in to Honest Abe Roofing qualifying. The Gage Polkerbeck currently quickest at 18.745. Only driver into the 18s, everybody else in the 20s. Alex Trashinsky, Christopher Traum, and Dominic Dobish now into the 19s. So again, this was expected with a very moist racetrack. We'll watch for the lap times to continue to improve as we cycle our way through this evening's practice sessions. Gage Polkerbeck now into the 17s, into 17.469. Dominic Dobish, 17.809. So some slight improvement in lap times as we wave the caution flag. And we see this quite often with the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series. We wave the yellow flag, do a couple of laps of slow wheel packing before going back under green flag conditions. And now further report over the Racing Electronics World of Outlaws radio system. Debris on the speedway on the outside in corner number 4. Gage Polkerbeck quickest so far in this practice session at 17.469 seconds. Alex Trashinsky at a 17.555 and Christopher Traum at a 17.564. Caution lights going out once again, and we'll come back under green flag conditions. First practice session for Group 1 at the Red River Valley Speedway as Ellingson brings us the rumble on the red. A full second of improvement and more in lap times. Alex Trushinsky at a 16.3 and now into the 15s for Christopher Traum at a 15.817. Gage Polkerbeck back to the top of the speed chart, 15.664. Andy Pake now second at 15.761. So a significant improvement in lap times after just a couple of quick, slow wheel packing laps. The drivers in session number 1. Andy Pake now down to a 15.130. Alex Trushinsky at a 15.4, and now Christopher Traum goes 15.127. Gage Polkerbeck first into the 14s, and he goes mid-14s at a 14.677. Polkerbeck to the low 14s, 14.327, checkered flag waving. And Andy Pake right at the checkered flag, topping the first practice session, a time of 14.197 seconds. So Andy Pake goes quickest in the first practice session for Group 1. Gage Polkerbeck second quick, 14.327. Christopher Traum at a 14.916. We do understand that we'll bring group number 2 on the speedway for green flag hot laps, and then group number 1 will come back out for a second practice session. Drivers in the opening practice session make their way into the infield. Set to fire the engines for session number 2. Garrett Williamson in the 23, David Gravel in the 2, Donnie Schatz in the 15, and the 7S of Chris Windham in that front row. And we roll cars toward the speedway under power for practice session number 2. Getting set to wave the green flag on the second practice session with the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series. Green flag waving on group number 2's practice session. We certainly expect to see some 13-second laps in this one. Donnie Schatz closest so far to 14.260. Gary Williamson at a 14.250. Jade Hastings at a 14.180. Donnie Schatz nearly to the 13s at a 14.081. Garrett Williamson first into the 13-second bracket at a 13.875. Cole Macedo follows him with a 13.907. David Gravel now just behind Garrett Williamson, who just went a 13.760. And now Cole Macedo takes the second spot from Gravel at a 13.823. Donnie Schatz momentarily to the top of the speed chart, then David Gravel, now Garrett Williamson in the mid-13s at a 13.457. Donnie Schatz back to the top at a 13.373. Checkered flag has been displayed to the drivers in group number 2. Fastest driver in that warm-up session. Quickest overall so far in warm-ups in the number 15, Donnie Schatz. Lap time of 13.373 seconds. Garrett Williamson second quick at a 13.421. David Gravel third at a 13.517. Then Jade Hastings and Cole Macedo, your top 5. All 5 of those drivers in that most recent practice session. So again, some slow wheel packing being done. My apologies, not the checkered flag, just a waving of the yellow flag. Oh, no, we got the checkered flag. See, the car is now exiting the speedway in turn 1, so a little different exit point for the drivers for group number 2. So again, we'll bring Group 1 back onto the speedway for a very quick practice session. Lap times improved significantly since they were on the speedway last, so want them to have an opportunity to see the track in the conditions that most closely resemble what they will encounter during Honest Abe Roofing qualifying. Andy Pate getting back underway in the 64. Christopher Traum powering up the 24T. Dominic Dobish out in the number 9. I believe the 0 of Nick Omdahl working toward the staging lane. Nick Omdahl set to push the number 0 as the final car, or group number 1 that wants to come back out for a second practice session. Caution lights about to go out. This will be a green-white checkered practice session for the drivers in group number 1. Andy Pate to the top of the speed chart at a 13.191. Christopher Traum first into the 12s at a 12.957. Pate goes better at a 13.001. Traum even quicker at a 12.860. Checkered flag waving for the drivers in the second practice session. Fastest driver in that practice session, quickest overall in warm-up so far, Christopher Traum in the 24T at a 12.860. Traum is the only driver in the 12-second range. Andy Paik, second quick at a 13.001. Then Donnie Schatz from the previous session with that 13.373. Activity in the pit area of the defending World of Outlaws champion. David Gravel perched on top of the pit vehicle to get a look at the Red River Valley Speedway as we stage the cars for practice session number 3. Car number 18, that's the Aspen Air Hawkeye Truck Equipment Bring Fuel Precision Underground Utilities entry. The driver out of Fresno, California is Hot Sauce Giovanni Selzy. And Rookie of the Year contender alongside him, car number 99, the Warrior Building Development, Building Packages Direct, Nelson Brothers Construction, Pack Rat Dumpsters entry of Skylar G. On the outside of Skylar G, another Rookie of the Year contender from Indianapolis, Indiana, driving the C&D rigging, Mesilla Valley Transportation, Tully's Heating and Cooling, Steve Beitler Yacht Charters, Hellraiser Jacks, number 6, that is Zach Hampton. And his outside, the native of North Pole, Alaska, now living in Heartland, Wisconsin, in the Anderson's Pure Maple Syrup, Honest Abe Roofing, Rinderman Family, M3 Custom Creations, number 17B, the North Pole Nightmare, Bill Baylog. First onto the Speedway, from Grand Forks, North Dakota, the Buffalo Wild Wings, Lundstrom Motorsports at Dahlstrom Motors, at DeKalb Seed, at GLB Trucking at number 13 of Dynamite, Mark Dobmeyer. And from Gympie, Queensland, Australia, in the Corbett's Group, Precision Well Service, Ike's Performance, number 25, Jai Corbett. Group number 3 of practice for the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series. Caught a glimpse of Cole Macedo doing some adjustments on the front end of the 2C. Under green flag conditions now with group number 3. See if anybody joins Christopher Traum in the 12-second range. Giovanni Selzy betters Traum. He goes 12.779. Skylar G at a 13.002. Zach Hampton into the 12s at a 12.787. 4 drivers so far in the 12-second range. Giovanni Selzy, the fastest of those 4 at a 12.771. Skylar G now to the top, and Zach Hampton takes that spot away at a 12.710. G at a 12.718, checkered flag waving on practice session number 3. Fastest driver in that practice session. Quickest overall now in warm-ups in car number 6, Zach Hampton. Lap time at 12.710 seconds. Skylar G now second quickest at 12.718. Giovanni Selzy third at a 12.771. Then Christopher Traum and Bill Baylog, the 5 quickest so far in warm-ups, with 2 more practice sessions remaining. Driver stage for session number 4 from Springfield, Nebraska in the certified transmission, Carpetland, Estenson Racing, Mecum Auctions, Backlund Plumbing, number 53, that is Jack Dover. And rolling into staging now from San Jose, California, the Acres Away Ag, Dakota Alignment, King Racing Products, Elite Truck, Lundstrom Motorsports, number 3 of Tim Kading. From Worcester, Ohio, the NOS Energy Drink, West Tennessee Expediting Frozen Farmer, Maximum Oil, number 17 of Sheldon Hot and Shield. And from St. Cloud, Minnesota, behind the wheel of the Trovex Bus Service, Auto Value Parts Stores, GT Transport, Johnson Jones Group Digital Marketing, number 91, Reed Alex. Driver who was not with us last night at the River City Speedway, from Grand Forks, North Dakota, in the Knife River Simplot, Tire 1 Valvoline, number 11M, Brendan Mullen. And from Warren, Minnesota, piloting the Up North Plumbing and Heating, J. Swanson Insurance Agency, Southline Farms, Bennett Construction, number 27, Weston Olson. Garrett Williamson checking things out on the phone on the top of his pit vehicle as the engines come to life for practice session number 4. Fourth practice session underway for the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series. Tim Kading so far quickest in this group at 12.921 seconds. That is 6th quickest overall in warm-ups. Jack Dover now just behind him at a 12.960. Sheldon Heidenschild into the top 3 overall at a 12.743. Checkered flag displayed to the drivers in practice session number 4. Sheldon Heidenschild, the fastest of those drivers. 3rd quickest overall in warm-up so far at 12.743 seconds. Zach Hampton and Skylar G still 1 and 2 respectively. Heidenschild 3rd, Giovanni Selzy 4th, and Christopher Traum completes the top 5 as the evening's final practice session rolls from the pit area towards staging in the infield. Making his way into the staging lane now from Hanover, Pennsylvania, and the Tridine Duramax Federated Auto Parts CD bringing Shark Racing number 1S, it's Logan Schuhart. Last night's feature winner at the River City Speedway from Pen Grove, California, in the Toyota Racing Development Mobile 1 Roth Motorsports Roth Enterprises HR Livestock Transportation number 83, Buddy Kofoid. Another of our Rookie of the Year contenders in 2025 from Sikeston, Missouri, driving the TK Concrete Maxim Trucking Logan Contractor Supply Zip-On Smoker Shore Cigar Bar Inland Rigging, number 55, Hunter Schurenberg. And from Lemoore, California, piloting the all-by-your alternative MVT, Tarleton & Sons, Sage Family, Scott Boyd Family, Complete Parts and Equipment Solutions, number 41, Carson Macedo. Another Rookie of the Year contender to his outside from Bradenton, Florida, and the Tub of Tiles Amalie Oil USA Steel Fence Autoloads.com, number 28M, Connor Morrell. And from Hartford, South Dakota, driving the Sioux Falls Kenworth Beep Motorsports Dakota Cub Aircraft Uncle Ed Specialty Meats number 80P, Jacob Peterson. Final practice session for the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series as Ellingson presents the Rumble on the Red at the Red River Valley Speedway. We go green on the evening's final practice session. Hunter Schurenberg 13-0, Logan Schuhart 12.917, 7th quickest so far on Buddy Kofoid to the top of the speed chart, followed by Connor Morrell, and now Carson Macedo into the low 12s at a 12.442. Hunter Schurenberg now 2nd at a 12.527, then Buddy Kofoid and Connor Morrell. Carson Macedo, Hunter Schurenberg, Connor Morrell now 1, 2, and 3. Fastest driver in the final practice session and quickest overall in warm-ups this evening in car number 41, Carson Macedo. Macedo's lap time, 12.442 seconds. Hunter Schurenberg, second quickest in warm-ups at a 12.527. Connor Morrell, third at a 12.538. And Buddy Kofoid and Zach Hampton, your top five. Skylar G, sixth quick. Sheldon Hodenshield, seventh. Giovanni Selzy, eighth. Logan Schuard, ninth. And Christopher Traum completes the top 10 as we now prepare for Honest Abe Roofing qualifying, which works this way. 2 cars at a time on the speedway, 2 consecutive laps on the clock. Faster of those 2 laps scored as that driver's official qualifying time. For this evening's race program, we use the Honest Abe Roofing qualifying times to line up our heat races this evening, as well as for the front row of tonight's Microlight Last Chance Showdown. Qualifying order determined by random draw as the drivers signed in for the race program earlier this afternoon.
If they point you, push it.
And with that, we'll send it downstairs to Connor Wade.
Well, if you think back to our Fargo race last year, John, Andy Pate had an incredible night. It all started when he qualified so well. He qualified second that night. Andy, very impressive showing last year with the Outlaws. What's it going to take for another one of those performances tonight?
I'm hoping to go out here and do 2 clean laps in qualifying, and if I can start in the front of a heat, I think it should be fun, and hopefully I can do better than I did last year.
He was 6th on feature time that night. Andy Pate going to be one of the early cars out to qualify as they did everybody lined up down here in the infield. John?
Thank you, Connor Wade. Andy Pate, career best finish with the World of Outlaws here last season. We get set to roll the first 2 Honest Abe Roofing qualifiers onto the speedway. From East Grand Forks, Minnesota, the Proceed Ekman Dental Arts, JW Repair, Phil Thompson Associates, AgServe, G50 Gage Polkerbeck, and paired with him from Brookings, South Dakota, the Dobish Construction, Paradise Pools and Spas, Sodbusters, Austrian Landscaping at number 9 of Dominic Dobish. Gage Polkerbeck in G5, Dominic Dobish in the number 9. Polkerbeck's 18th place finish here last year, the best of his 2 World of Outlaws starts at the Red River Valley Speedway. Dobish makes his track debut tonight. Lap 1 for Polkerbeck, 12.546, 1.2546. Dominic Dobish, opening circuit, goes 12.792, 1.2792. Second lap for Gage Polkerbeck is a 12.658. First lap better at 12.546. Dominic Dobish on lap 2 does improve to a 12.789, 1.2789. Next 2 to make their way out for Honest Abe Roofing qualifying from Felton, Minnesota. Driving the TDS Trucking Landmark Companies, STP Manufacturing, Slingshot Web 64, it's Andy Pake. And from Greenbush, Minnesota, the Map Tracks River's Edge, Hanson Procrete, Slocum Taxidermy, Beehive, number 10 of Alex Trushinsky. Andy Pake in 64, Alex Trushinsky in the 10. Pake's 7 starts this year with the World of Outlaws, best finish 18th at Volusia Speedway Park. His opening lap is quick time at a 12.482, 1.2482. Trushinsky's opening lap goes a 13.166, 1.3166. Second time around for Andy Pake. Faster at a 12.437, 1.2437. Trushinsky better as well at a 13.046, 1.3046. Next 2 Honest Abe Roofing qualifiers from Sanborn, Minnesota, the Trump Farms, Joel Pinion Trucking, Creek Area, Anderson Farms, Golden Harvest Engine 24T, Christopher Traum, and from East Grand Forks, Minnesota, the Missile Horn Tiling and Excavation, CMS Midwest Pest Control Pace Painting, number 0 of Nick Omdahl. Christopher Traum in 2014, Nick Omdahl in the 0. Traum finished 13th here last year in his Red River Valley Speedway debut. 13 starts this year, best finish 5th at Huset's. 23rd in 2023, the only previous World of Outlaws appearance here for Nick Omdahl. Traum second quick on lap 1, 12.513, 1.2513. Nick Omdahl's opening lap time is a 12.882, 1.2882. Christopher Traum second time around, quick time, 12.349, 1.2349. For Nick Omdahl, the second lap is a 12.937. First lap better at 12.882. Christopher Traum now fastest in Honest Abe Roofing qualifying. 2 Rookie of the Year contenders with the World of Outlaws out next. From Columbia, Missouri, the SNS Nationwide CSC Group, LRI, Eagle Stop Missouri Games, Impact Signs, Abbott Telecom, number 23 of Garrett Williamson. And from Lemoore, California, driving the 2C Racing Outlaw Wings, Durst Wedge High Performance Cards, Kaiser Aluminum Wheels, number 2C Cole Macedo. Garrett Williamson in 23, Cole Macedo in the number 2C. Williamson 9th last year in the feature, his debut at the racetrack. Cole Macedo finished 14th here 2 years ago, his only previous appearance here. Garrett Williamson, quick time on lap 1 at a 12.300, 1:23.00. Cole Macedo, 4th fastest on the opening lap at a 12.475, 1:24.75. Second time around for Garrett Williamson is a 12.484. First lap better at 12.300. Second lap for Cole Macedo is a 12.622. He'll stay on lap 1, 12.475. Now Garrett Williamson on top of the speed chart with a 12.300. Next pair out, a Rookie of the Year contender and a 10-time series champion. From Canton, Illinois, the NOS Energy Drink, King Racing Products, Jim Shuknick, High Performance Lubricants, Phillips and Tosco Developers, 7S of Chris Wyndham. And from Fargo, North Dakota, the Advanced Auto Parts, Curb Martin One Source, number 15 of Donnie Schatz. Chris Wyndham in the 7S. Donnie Schatz in the 15. Wyndham's first appearance at Red River Valley Speedway comes tonight. We mentioned Donnie Schatz with 6 World of Outlaws wins, 13 overall victories for Schatz at his hometown track. Opening lap for Chris Wyndham is a 12.588, 1:25.88. That is 6th quick so far. Donnie Schatz on lap 1 goes 6th quick at a 12.546, 1:25.46. Second time around for Chris Wyndham is a 12.605. First lap better at 12.588. Second time for Donnie Schatz up to 4th quick at a 12.473, 1:24.73. The defending World of Outlaws champion and current series points leader leads the next pair onto the speedway from Watertown, Connecticut, the Houston Speedway, BillionAuto.com, Jackson Motorplex, Prosper Real Estate Investments, JRC Transportation, number 2 of David Gravel. And along with him, from Grand Forks, North Dakota, the Alt Construction, Ewing Oil, Valley Tire Development, Homes Gaming, Aree Hammer Masonry, 8H of Jade Hastings. David Gravel in the 2, Jade Hastings in 8H. Gravel finished 8th here last season. Most recent appearance here for Jade Hastings came in 2020 with an 18th place run. Gravel second quick on lap 1, 12.304, 1:23.04. Jade Hastings 9th quick at a 12.639, 1:26.39. Gravel out of turn 4 to the checkered flag. His second lap is a 12.320. First lap better at 12.304. Second lap time for Jade Hastings goes better. It is a 12.603, 1:26.03. David Gravel now second fastest in Honest Abe Roofing qualifying. Leading the next 2 onto the speedway from Fresno, California, the Aspen Air Hawkeye Truck Equipment, Bring Fuel Precision Underground Utilities, number 18, Hot Sauce Giovanni Solzi. And from Gympie, Queensland, Australia, the Corbett's Group, Precision Well Service, Ike's Performance, number 25 of Jai Corbett. Giovanni Solzi in the number 18, Jai Corbett in the number 25. Corbett made his World of Outlaws debut last night at the River City Speedway, finished 19th. Giovanni Solzi, 4th here 2 years ago, his best at Red River Valley, and he's quick time! 12.281, 1:22.81, quick time for Giovanni Solzi. Jai Corbett on lap 1, 12.678, 1:26.78. Second time around for Solzi is a 12.320, but the first lap, 12.281, quickest so far. Second time around for Jai Corbett is a 12.717, his first lap better at 12.678. Giovanni Solzi now fastest in Honest Abe Roofing qualifying, lap time of 12.281 seconds. Next 2 drivers onto the speedway. The Alaskan native living in Heartland, Wisconsin, driving the Anderson's Pure Maple Syrup, Honest Abe Roofing, Renderman Family M3 Custom Creations, number 17B, the North Pole Nightmare, Bill Baylog. And from Grand Forks, North Dakota, the Buffalo Wild Wings, Leinster Motorsports, Dumpster Motors, DeKalb Seed, GLB Trucking, number 13, Dynamite, Mark Dobmeyer. Bill Baylog, 17B, Mark Dobmeyer in the 13. Baylog finished 4th here last year in his in his Red River Valley Speedway debut. Opening lap for the North Pole Nightmare is 11th quick at a 12.606, 1:26.06. Mark Dobmeyer, 2019 NOSA winner here. His first lap, 12.796, 1:27.96. Baylog's second lap goes 12.639. First lap better for him at 12.606. And for Mark Dobmeyer, second time across the line, improves to a 12.707, 1:27.07. Next 2 Honest Abe Roofing qualifiers, led out by a Rookie of the Year contender from Indianapolis, Indiana, the C&D Rigging, the Sea Valley Transportation, Tully's Heating and Cooling, Steve Beitler Yacht Charters, Hellraiser Jacks, number 6 Zach Hampton, and another contender for that Kevin Gobrecht Award paired with him from Leduc, Alberta, Canada, Warrior Building Development, Building Packages, Direct Nelson Brothers Construction, Pack Rat Dumpsters, number 99 of Skylar G. Zach Hampton in 6th, Skylar G in 99. Hampton making his first appearance here in West Fargo this evening. Skylar G also his first time here. Hampton 9th quick on lap 1 at a 12.572, 125.72. First time around for Skylar G. That is 15th fastest, 12.733, 127.33. And off the pace, Zach Hampton with an issue in the number 6 will wave the yellow flag. So we'll get Zach Hampton pushed off the racing surface, then we'll get the 99 of Skylar G wound back up. He still has one more lap of Honest Abe Roofing qualifying coming his way. No other way to put it, it has been a dreadful week for Zach Hampton in car number 6. Upside down in a big way last Sunday night in Pennsylvania. Had to rebuild a car in the pit area at Atomic Speedway Monday afternoon. They were late. Pardon me, they were light at the scales. Light at the scales in Honest Abe Roofing qualifying at Atomic, then disqualified from a heat race for failure to wear the head and neck safety restraint system. And then last night at River City Speedway picked up the Quick Time Award before encountering multiple problems during feature action. So Skylar G now back on the clock in car number 99. And he improves on his second lap to a 12.563, 125.63. G currently 9th of 18 Honest Abe Roofing qualifiers so far. Next pair out from St. Cloud, Minnesota, the Trobex Bus Service, Auto Value Parts Stores, GT Transport, Johnson Jones Group, Digital Marketing, number 91 of Reed Alex. And from Worcester, Ohio, the NOS Energy Drink, West Tennessee Expediting Frozen Farmer, Maximal Oil, number 17 of Sheldon Hot and Shield. Reed Alex in 91, Sheldon Hodgeshield in the 17. Last night, Reed Alex, his first night with a 410 cubic inch engine under the hood, but he's got problems and he's slowing on the backstretch and making his way back toward the infield. Sheldon Hodgeshield stays wound up. He'll make his way to the white flag. Lap number 1 for Sheldon is 9th quick at a 12.552, 125.52. Sheldon Hodgeshield's second place finish here last year, the best of his 7 appearances at Red River Valley Speedway. Second lap time for Sheldon Hodgeshield is a 12.678. First lap better at 12.552. So problems for Reed Alex in the number 91. Giovanni Selzy, quickest so far, 12.281 seconds. Garrett Williamson second at a 12.300. David Gravel third at a 12.304. Christopher Traum and Andy Paik round out your top 5. Next two out for Honest Abe Roofing qualifying. From Warren, Minnesota, the Up North Plumbing and Heating, Chase Swanson Insurance Agency. Southline Farms, Bennett Construction, 27, Warren Olson. And from Grand Forks, North Dakota, the Knife River Simplot, Tire 1 Valvoline at number 11, Emma Brendan Mullen. Warren Olson in the 27, Brendan Mullen in the 11M. Olson finished 20th here last year with the World of Outlaws. Brendan Mullen's 16th place finish here in 2022, the best of his 4 appearances with the greatest show on dirt. Lap 1 for Weston Olson is a 12.853, 128.53. Brendan Mullen's opening lap 12.761, 127.61. Second lap for Weston Olson is better. It is it is not better. It's a 13.101. First lap better at 12.853. Brendan Mullen's second lap time goes 12.827. He'll stand on the first lap time of 12.761. First out in the next pairing, car number 53, the Certified Transmission, Carpetland, Estenson Racing, Mecum Auctions, Backlund Plumbing, entry driver out of Springfield, Nebraska is Jack Dover. And from San Jose, California, the Acres Away Ag Dakota Alignment, King Racing Products, Elite Truck, Lundstrom Motorsports number 3, it's Tim Kading. Jack Dover in 53, Tim Kading in car number 3. Dover making his Red River Valley Speedway debut this evening. Kading's 5th place finish here in 2005, his best at this racetrack. Dover's opening lap 13.004, 130.04. Kading goes 12.767, 127.67. Second time around for Jack Dover is a 13.120. First lap better at 13.004. Kading much better the second time by, up to 8th quick at a 12.488, 1.2488. Next two drivers to make their way onto the speedway. Rookie of the Year contender this season and last year's Rookie of the Year. From Sikeston, Missouri, the TK Concrete, Maxim Trucking, Logan Contractor, Supply, Zip-On, Smoker, Swiss Cigar Bar, Inland Ringing 55 of Hunter Schoenberg. And from Pengrove, California, the Toyota Racing Development, number 1 Ross Motorsports, Ross Enterprises, HR Livestock Transportation, number 83 of Buddy Kofoid. Hunter Schoenberg on lap 1, 12.680, 1.2680. Buddy Kofoid's first lap time is 9th quick at a 12.504, 1.2504. Hunter Schoenberg, a lower line in 3 and 4, and his lap time is a 12.706. First lap better at 12.680. Second lap for Kofoid, 6th quick at a 12.464, 1.2464. Next two out from Bradenton, Florida. In car number 28M, that is the Tub of Towels, Amalie Oil, USA Steel Fence, Autoloads.com entry for Connor Morell, and had an issue getting the ADP of Jacob Peterson fired off. Peterson out of Hartford, South Dakota, and he drives the Sioux Falls Kenworth Beat Motorsports Dakota Cub Aircraft Uncle Ed Specialty Meats number ADP. So both drivers underway now. Connor Morell, 28M, Jacob Peterson in the ADP. Morell makes his first stop at Red River Valley Speedway this evening, as does Jacob Peterson. Peterson's first lap, 12.761, 1.2761. And problems for the 28 off the pace. Connor Morell with issues in the 28M. Morell did cross the line, so he does have a lap time. It is officially 15, 121, 15, 121. So Connor Morell being pushed back to the outer pit area. So Connor Morell headed pit side. Jacob Peterson back on the throttle in the ADP. Tonight marks Jacob Peterson's 12th sprint car start of the 2025 season. Pardon me, makes his 7th sprint car start of the season. Best finish 19th at the Houston Speedway. Second lap time for Peterson bumps him up one spot to 20th quick at a 12.742, 1.2742. And your final two Honest Abe Roofing qualifiers rolling out now from Lemoore, California, driving the all-by-your alternative MVT, Charlton & Son, Sage Family, Scott Boyd Family, Complete Parts and Equipment Solutions, number 41, Carson Macedo. And from Hanover, Pennsylvania, the Trident Duramax Federated Auto Parts, C&D Rigging, Shark Racing, number 1S of Logan Schuhart. Carson Macedo in 41, Logan Schuhart in 1S. Macedo, winner here in August of last year. Logan Schuhart victorious in August of 2023. Lap one for Carson Macedo, 4th quick at a 12.306, 1.2306. Logan Schuhart's opening lap time is a 12.696, 1.2696. Second time around for Carson Macedo is a 12.443, first lap better at 12.306. Logan Schuhart's second lap time is a little better at a 12.664, 1.2664. So that will wrap up Honest Abe Roofing qualifying for the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series. Tonight's fastest qualifier, your Simpson Quick Time Award winner in car number 18, Hot Sauce Giovanni Selzy. Selzy turning a lap of 12.281 seconds at 93.803 miles per hour for the average speed. Garrett Williamson second quickest at a 12.300. David Gravel third at a 12.304. Carson Macedo fourth, and Christopher Traum rounding out the top five. Andy Paik sixth quickest. Buddy Kofoid seventh. Donnie Schatz eighth. Cole Macedo ninth, and Tim Kading rounds out your top 10 in Honest Abe Roofing qualifying. So with Honest Abe Roofing qualifying in the books, we get set to bring the 305 sprint cars out. They are here this evening competing in the Danny Schatz Memorial. Last count, I believe we had 26 305s signed in for competition. So as the 305s make their way onto the speedway, we'll turn the microphone over to Corey Litton.
Thank you there, Johnny Gibson. We are going to start off with our first set of hot laps coming up here. Josh Johnson is making his way out onto the racetrack here from Harwood, North Dakota. I believe he's one of the very few drivers that have actually competed in the World of Outlaws sprint cars and late models. He'll be the first one out here in car number 84. 3D, Dan Greep. He's making his way out. He's out of Minnetonka, Minnesota. Also making the way out onto the speedway will be the 30 from St. Peter, Minnesota, Matt Johnson. Number 33 coming out here next, 33S that is, from Stewart, Minnesota, Jeremy Schultz. We also have 3K Jeremy Kurzman coming out here today from Gray Eagle, Minnesota. And then I believe we have the 91 from Arnold's Park, Iowa, Andrew Sullivan. 67, Evan Henriksen making the track out to the racetrack all the way from Mapleton, North Dakota, the second closest town to this track right now on I-94. They'll make their way into the infield. 28 from Val, Iowa, Madison Miller. First time out here for that car and driver as they make their way into the infield, get ready for staging. And this is the third Danny Schatz Memorial. First one won by Andy Paik, who you'll be seeing later on here tonight amongst the World of Outlaws. He put on a great show here last year. And also last year, Tyler Rabenberg was our winner out here. So Josh Johnson going to get fired off here in 84. We're going to get set to go here for our first round of qualifying action. Making their way to the racetrack also, though, is the 4S Jeremy Snow from Princeton, Minnesota. Great to have Jeremy back. He raced out here quite a bit. He's got some experience around this racetrack. Don't forget, Ellingson is giving away a scooter here tonight, kids. So if you head on over to the Red River Valley Speedway t-shirt trailer, the first one when you walk out from under the grandstands, you have a chance to win that scooter. Kids, you got to get yourself registered. Just a quick little reminder, everybody, and it's been over 20 years since this law went into effect. There is no smoking in the grandstands, and that includes vaping. As John Roberts from the River City Speedway would say, if you cannot walk to our smoking section, you probably shouldn't be smoking to begin with. So again, be courteous to everyone around you and not smoke in the stands or vape.
All right, drivers, we got good spacing. Number 3 on the backstretch, you're going to be my lead car. We're going to go green, white, checker. Go ahead and line it up. Green, 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 green.
All right, from the M&J Auto Parts flag stand, Jason Dick going to wave the green flag. We're underway with our first round of hot laps. Checkered flag is out. Going to the top of the list to be the 30 of Matt Johnson. 14.440. Jeremy Kurzman running a 14.680. Jeremy Schultz with a 14.699. Josh Johnson, 14.825. Dan Greep also with a 14.837. Our second half of your first set of hot laps coming up here next. Evan Henriksen in the 67 set to roll on out. Madison Miller already rolling in 28. 91 Andrew Sullivan also getting the push. And the 4S of Jeremy Snow going to be the next one coming out. Also pushing out our second group of hot laps going to be coming up here too. As we're getting a bunch of our drivers in here, we have Brady Donahue going to be coming from Circle Pines, Minnesota, 34 Double D. Nice to have him back out here. Bill Johnson from St. Peter, Minnesota in car number 56. Matthew Taves going to make his debut for this event after jumping up into the 305 division in 87 from Detroit Lakes. Travis Christensen from Madison, South Dakota, 20T. Silky Ty Wilkie from Detroit Lakes in 72. Jason Berg from West Fargo in car number 100. Joe Miller from Val, Iowa in 53. Owen Carlson will be coming out here from Somerset, Wisconsin in the 07. And your defending track champion from Grandin, North Dakota in 69C, that'll be Tom Cummings. We'll get a bunch of them pushed out here and ready to go for hot lap session number 2. Just waiting now on the 100 of Jason Berg and the 69 of Brandon Rico from Ellendale. Brandon Rico has some pullback die-cast cars for sale. If you want to hit up his trailer after the races are done. In your Superior Custom Signs and Designs, IMCA Race Saver Sprint cars. With an event high 26 cars in attendance here today. Great to see this class starting to pick on up. Don't forget, we got 50-50 tickets for sale. Be buying for your chance to win some cash here tonight. The girls are going through the stands. Elzetta made them shirts especially for this event. Oh, sounds like there's trouble on the 69 of Brandon Rico. Well, we're going to turn them loose. Head flag man Jason Dick in the M&J Auto Parts flag stand. Going to throw that green flag here in just a moment, and we're underway. Checkered flag out for hot lap session number 2. Top of the list on this one. No surprise. It'll be the 72 of Silky Ty Wilkie, 14.407. Matt Taves in 87, 15.267. Travis Christensen in 20T. 15.302. Jason Berg with a 17.705. Next up, that'll be the 13 of Ty Hanton out of West Fargo. He's making his way out of the racetrack. 15 making her way out. That's Layla Eisenshank from Fargo in the 15 machine. She put on a pretty good show last night. Passed a lot of cars in the NLRA late model event at the River City Speedway. 9A Hunter Hansen from Lakefield, Minnesota, making his way out. Marcus Rothenbacher from Ulen, Minnesota in 3M. The X, Dylan Waxtall from Hartford, South Dakota, one of our regulars out here on a weekly basis. 39 machine, nice looking ride here for Morgan Nyquist, the lawyer out of Moorhead, Minnesota. And also out here, up in the top 3 last night, the NLRA late models. From Fargo, that's Amelia Eisenshank in 1. It's like Brandon Rico able to get that 69 car started, and he will take some hot laps here. Fans, don't forget the Twisted Sport concession stand is open and serving a lot of great meals. And if you eat there as much as I do, you can have a body like mine too. Also, the snack shed is open down there too. If you want to avoid the line just to go get yourself something to drink or something quick to munch on down there, you can head on to the snack shed. The beer garden is open. I know that because I saw Dana Brooks walking out of it 5 times already. You can hit up all that on the way to the Midway. Go buy up a lot of great merchandise down there in all of the World of Outlaws trailers. Getting the one of Amelia Eisenshank fired there, and she'll head out onto the racetrack. We'll get underway with our 3rd round of hot laps coming up. Checkered flag flying. Ty Hanton goes to the top of the list here in hot laps number 3. Hot lap session number 3, 14.211. Layla Eisenshank in the 15, 14.431. Amelia Eisenshank, 14.465. Dylan Waxtall, 14.595. Marcus Rothenbacher, 14.746. Brandon Rico, 14.796. Hunter Hansen, 14.972. And Morgan Nyquist, 15.184. That'll do it for hot laps. So I'll turn it back over to Mr. Johnny Gibson with the main call.
Thank you so much, Corey. So practice and Honest A Roofing qualifying complete for the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series, and practice for the 305 Sprint Cars competing in the Danny Schatz Memorial in the books. Opening ceremonies coming up here in just a few moments at the Red River Valley Speedway. You'll see it all after this quick break on DIRTVision.
This is the face of the modern-day outlaw. He's Donnie Schatz. the most prolific sprint car driver of his generation.
The third driver in the history of the greatest show on dirt with 300 career wins.
10-time champion and winner of every major race.
Oh shit, they paid. Hell yeah.
This guy is also an accomplished pilot.
My passengers never complain. You know why?
Donnie's dad is his hero, and he's a grandpa.
Apparently I've got this old status now because I'm a grandpa.
Just don't disrespect him.
I was the only 5-time national champion. Now it's 6. So thank you guys for the motivation in turn 3. It's just what I needed.
Forever an outlaw. See Donnie Schatz add to his legacy every week on DIRTVision.
Real American beer, a brand new national treasure.
Dirt, grit, grime. Your truck, your toys, your weekend warriors. They take a beating and bring the dirt. Land that brings unstoppable cleaning power built to conquer any grime from the track to your garage. Built for the relentless, built for the outlaws. Clean what matters, be whamda tough.
If this is your idea of ladylike, you're gonna fit right in. Join us at Toyota Racing.
Welcome to our world. A world of dirt, drift, and dodging fate. A world where all of motorsport collides. A world of digging deep, of grit, glory, and bitter defeat. Inhabited by the strong, the fearless, the barely sane. Welcome to our world. Welcome to the world of NOS.
Are you ready for a midweek showdown at Jackson?
They'll race side by side out of corner number 4. Trying to take the lead. They'll go wheel to wheel to turn 3. Splitting cars in turns 3 and 4 and 3 wide. Trying to power back around. He'll have a run out of turn number 4. We've got a race for the lead out of turn 2.
Blood in our hearts, dirt in our veins. Come see the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars near you. Are you
just about set to officially get things underway at Red River Valley Speedway with the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series visiting for the 70th time in series history. This is the Ellingson Rumble on the Red. For the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series, competition this evening will look like this. We will run 3 heat races. They will be 8 laps in distance. The top 6 finishers will transfer into tonight's feature, with the first and second place finishers advancing to this evening's Toyota Dash. Those 6 drivers will return to the Speedway and draw for their starting spots in the Toyota Dash. That Toyota Dash will go 6 laps, and it will determine the top 6 starting spots in the feature. We'll also run a 12-lap Microlight Last Chance Showdown with the top 6 finishers starting in positions 19 through 24 in our feature event this evening with the greatest show on dirt. The 305 Sprint Cars will run 4 heat races and a feature for the 26 cars signed in for competition. And so, with the things set to officially get underway, we'll send it down to the infield and Connor Wade.
Thank you, John. A special opening ceremony is planned for this evening, as of course it's the running of the Danny Schatz Memorial for the IMC 305 sprint cars that are here. We're going to see something special during the Star Spangled Banner here in a couple of moments, but as for now, we welcome everybody that's here at the Red River Valley Fairgrounds and everybody watching back home on DIRTVision. The World of Outlaws wrapping up this weekend here in the state of North Dakota. Another big crowd on hand, so we asked everybody in that crowd to please rise if you're able, and gentlemen, remove cover. Here to offer tonight's invocation, please welcome Kevin Tostenson.
Let us pray. Heavenly Father, thank you for the gift of this day and the opportunity to gather this evening. On this evening, we pause to honor the men and women who serve our country, to the members of the armed forces who defend our freedom, to the first responders who stand ready to protect and serve. We thank you for their strength and commitment. Bless them and their families. Lastly, we ask that you lay your hand of protection upon every driver, crew, official, and everyone in attendance. May all that we do bring glory to you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Kevin. And now to present our nation's colors this evening, pushing onto the racetrack right now, led on by the son of Danny Schatz, 10-time World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series champion Donnie Schatz, and the granddaughters of Danny Schatz, Layla Eisenshank in the 15 and Amelia Eisenshank in the 1. As they present our colors 3 wide to perform the national anthem this evening, please welcome Bryn McCabe.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
A special tribute to Danny Schatz and a celebration of everything that the Schatz family represents to Red River Valley Speedway and all of sprint car racing. With that, it's time for 3 exciting heat races for the greatest show on dirt. Their lineup is coming up next on DIRTVision.